Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to understand how to create reusable custom modules in Dataweave. So, actually, you have defined functions and variables in Dataweave earlier. We'll externalize them to a different module. How? I'll copy this function variable. Now, in SRC main resources, I'll create a new folder firstly. I'll name this folder as modules. It can be anything. I can say my modules. Then inside this I'm going to create a new file with name whatever I want. I can say custom modules dwl. Yep, here is a dwl file created, Dataweave language file. I'll paste these functions here. So I have written my functions inside this separate dwl file. How to use it in Dataweave expressions? Very simple. What I will do is I'll have to import. So first of all, let me delete these functions from here. I'll say import star from my modules custom modules. Then see here I'm using this v get offer price. Suppose if I remove this import, you can see that there was an error, right? Once I imported star from this modules, I'll be able to call the functions or use the variables inside it. Now while importing, I can give an alias as well, import. Even before that, I want to show you one more thing. Instead of saying import star from, I'll remove just and I'll say import. When I import the file like this, whenever I'm calling a function, I just have to use the module name : this is the syntax, right? Whenever you are just importing the file, you have to use the file name or the module name : the function. So whenever you are saying import star from, that means you're importing all functions and variables. You don't need to use this prefix. Okay. Now I want to give some aliases. What I can do is I know the function name. What is the function name actually? Let me copy paste. Okay, this is a one. Again I'll go here. I want to import this function and give an alias. Import this function as, I'll give an alias GOP, and then I can use this alias to call the function. I can also import a variable, comma, what was the variable name? I'll just use, okay, I'll copy this variable. Okay, so here I'll give comma VGOP, whatever, as. So whenever I'm importing, I can give an alias like this and I can use that alias. So now you understood how to externalize your functions and variables to separate modules and how to import them using various syntaxes. Now I want to show you various other things as well. As you know, Dataweave is a functional programming language. You'll be able to pass one function as an argument to another function. So let me show you step by step. First of all, I will remove this. Actually, instead of removing, I can do a comment /star and here, yeah, /star. This is a comment. Now, yeah, this is commented, right? So I'll make this as application/dw right now. Let us see. So it's an empty map, is it? Okay. Now I'll just write payload dot name. Actually, in Dataweave, there's a module called as core module and in core module there are a lot of functions. Let us try to use some functions. I'll use upper is a function, right? Upper function, it takes that argument. Let me give this, takes a string and converts it to upper. And similarly lower, it will convert the string to lower. Similarly, there are a lot of functions, like if I say camelize, camelize, it is actually spelling mistake, sorry, camelize is not in core module. Yeah, so upper and lower are in core module. There is one more module called as strings module. Let me import that strings module. Camelize is a function present in strings module. So I'll import dw colon core colon strings. I have imported, and whenever I'm using a function in that, I can just use like this strings colon camelize. See, now is a string camelized, first letter is small and rest of the letters, right? Camelize. Similarly, capitalize is a function present in strings. Capitalize. See the difference? First letter is capitalized and every word first letter is capitalized, right? Similarly, I can say pluralize. Instead of using payload.name, I'll just hard code Siva Prasad, my name, right? See, capitalize, it is making the first letters capital. If I give a space, now P is capital, right? This is how capitalize works. Now let us see pluralize. First of all, I'll remove the space. There's one more function called as pluralize. What it is doing, simply it is just adding. Yes, it makes more sense if I give something like product. Plural is products, right? So that is the use of pluralize function present in strings module. And now singularize, the opposite of pluralize. If I give products, I'll make it as singularize. I give products, after singularizing it became product. And now I'll give my name again here, singularize. I'll give my name. It doesn't make any sense for my name, but now what I want to do is, wherever there is a space, I want to add underscore. So there's a function called as underscore in strings. Underscore. Let's see. See, wherever there is a space, underscore is added, right? Or there is one more function called as dasherize. Yes, see, wherever there is a space, there was a dash added. So actually in strings module, there are a lot of functions. If you press Control click and see, this is a DWL file present in which jar? wlang 2.2.2 jar, right? It is a DWL file. You can see the description of various functions inside it, like you can see pluralize. Actually the value is natively written, it is not shown here. This is in a native language, right? So this is a place where they have defined various functions. So I showed you how to use various functions present in strings module, right. Now let me show you few more things. Actually, uh, Dataweave is a functional programming language where we can pass one function as an argument to another function. So I'm just trying to introduce some concepts. Just see this one, how we can pass one function as an argument to another function. So I'll define a function, fun, and function name I'll give it as format data, where my function takes two arguments, my input and comma second argument I want it to be a function. I'll give the name as formatter is equals to second argument I'm expecting it to a function, right, which takes one argument actually. So what I'll do, formatter of my input, I'll simply say, okay. Now this is my function which is taking another function as an argument, right? So let us see how to call that function. I'll say fun format data. First argument I want to pass as my name, Siva Prasad, and second argument I want to pass a function. I'll pass lower function. So let me pass lower. Lower is a function which takes one argument, right? See, second argument is a function and that function is applied, function is called, this is a result, right? So you need to habituate this. Normally in object oriented programming we don't see this. In functional programming, one function can take another function as an argument and use it in the implementation. So now we'll pass upper, I can get upper. So like that you can make one function as an argument to another function. Okay. Now what I can do is, can I use my own function like this? Let me just do it. Actually function is taking two arguments, right? Whenever there's a function which is taking two arguments, we can use like this as well. Siva Prasad, I will give my first argument, then format data, then upper. Is this okay? Yes, I got the response, right? So using a function in this format, whenever you are using in this way, whatever is before the function will be considered as the first argument. Whatever is after the function is considered as second argument. Now it appears that format data is like an operator, right? No, it is a function. In Dataweave 2, everything is a function. So format data in this case is a function which is taking two arguments, right? Now whenever we are defining our own function, here I didn't define what is the type of the first argument and second argument, right? So I'll write my input colon, I want first argument to be string. Okay, second argument is a function, right? I want that function to take, let's say, string as an argument, and it should return string only, right? So the function, it should look like this. The function argument should be of type string, and I'm saying the output return type should also be a string. So here I am just telling the input first argument should be of type string. Second argument is a function which is taking one argument and is returning string. One argument of type string and string, right? So in this case, let me call this format data. Yep, did I get that? Yes. Okay, so we can actually strictly type our arguments also. Now let's say I'll just give a number as an input, number is a type. So here I'm getting an error because my upper is a function actually which takes string as argument and return string. But here I told my function will accept a function which will take number as argument. So there is a problem. So whenever your function is having typed arguments, then you'll get this compilation errors also if the user is passing wrong argument types. Now I'll make it a string again, right? Okay. Now let us see how to chain functions. Okay. So normally what we can do is we can chain functions like this. Let me give an example of what do I mean by function chaining. See, I'll write an array. Let's say 1, comma 5, comma 3, comma 2. This is an array. I want to filter. Filter is a function, predefined function which will take a boolean expression which will evaluate a boolean. So I'll chain this to a function called as filter. Second argument should be a expression which will evaluate to true or false. So filter function, what it will do is it will iterate over each element of the array, and while it is iterating to each element of the array, current element will be dollar actually, right? So when it is iterating, it will evaluate this expression whatever I gave. So dollar greater than 2 I'll say. See, so what the filter function will do is filter function will iterate over each element of the array. For each element of the array, it will evaluate this expression. If this expression is true, then only it will emit it. So now for the first element 1, is 1 greater than 2? False. So 1 is not there in the output, right? So actually filter is a function by using which we can filter out some elements present in the array. Filter is a function which takes 2 arguments. First argument is an array. Second argument is a boolean like this. Okay, right? Then now I will chain it to one more function called as order by. Order by is again a function. See here, order by, it will take the output of filter and then apply order by. Again, order by will iterate over the array. Dollar represents the current element. So here in this case, I have chained functions like this. We will be able to chain functions which take 2 arguments only, right? It makes sense. For a function, left side one is a first argument, right side is a second argument. If you want to chain functions, the functions should be taking 2 arguments. But if there is a function which takes only 1 argument, we cannot chain, right? Take an example. I'll give a string. My name Siva Prasad. Lawyer. Actually, lawyer is a function which takes only 1 argument. So we cannot chain such functions like this. So to chain the functions, let me write my own custom function. I'll write a function to enable that chaining. Fun. I'll say chain. Let my function take 2 arguments. My input I'll say. And second argument I want it to be a function. I'll say my function is equals to, I'll apply this function, my function of my input. Okay, now see the interesting part. Okay, fun, not funk, sorry. Yeah, now see the important thing. Now what I'll do is I'll write Siva Prasad chain. Is my function. Second argument I'll give lawyer, is it? See, did I hit? Actually, I was able to use lower like this in a chained fashion because I wrote my own custom function which will take another function and apply it. Right? Great. So now I change my expression to like this. One more thing. Let's assume that I have an object as an input. Mm, Object like it contains key value plus 1 colon 1 comma 2 colon 2. Okay, just a simple object. Now I want to apply this chain, and then second argument is the function, right? I will apply an anonymous function. See, slowly you should habituate to write anonymous functions. Slowly I'll make you to do that. Anonymous function, it will take an argument x, and what it will output is x dot 1 concatenated, give us space, plus x dot 2. I wrote this. I'll give a space here, plus plus, sorry, concatenation is plus plus. Right, now you see that 1 space 2. Yes, let me give here 1 and here 2. It makes more sense. Yeah. So now you can see second argument is a function, anonymous function, which takes x as an argument. Actually, in this case, whenever I apply to this function, right, whatever is on the left side becomes a argument, right? Yes. So now I got this. Okay. Now I will apply upper function to it. Whatever the output, I'll apply upper. Okay. So one more thing I'll do here, I'll change it to characters. Now I'll try to apply a function called as upper, and let this output of this be an argument. See, I got 1 and 2. The output of this one is the input to upper, and I got upper, right? So we can achieve the same result by chaining. Let us see. Instead of calling upper function like this, I'll remove this. I chain upper. See? So whatever is before chain, this output of this expression will be the input, and then for that I am applying upper, right? Actually, this whatever I wrote is equivalent to this if you want to visualize. So it's like this. Whatever I wrote here, it's equivalent to chain function. I'm calling chain function of. Then again chain of. I applied 2 times chain. I applied 2 times, right? Now the first argument. Your first argument, comma, second argument is a function, anonymous function, right? Yeah, actually let us see the output of this first. Chain, first argument is an object, second argument is a function. I got 1 space. Now I want to apply again another chain function, right? And now for this chain, the first argument is the output of this one, and second argument is upper. See, I'm calling chain twice. So is this the same output as this one as well? Both are same? Yes. Actually, which looks much better to write? This is looking much better to write, or this is the one? Chaining looks very simple, right? You read one expression and then chain it with another one. So normally in Dataweave, it's a habit for us to chain functions in this way. So in this case, I just gave this example. Please go through this again and again if you don't understand. We'll be applying chaining of functions going on further more. Okay. So now what you can do is you can just go through this document and complete rest of the document. Whatever I have told you, you have to first practice before you go to next module. Okay. So slowly I'll complicate the cases. Don't worry. We are still in basics. See you in next video.